to the International Language School, so may I add an Austrian accent to the evening? Moving from Croatia to Austria, our neighboring country, is not very far. I would like to tell you something about our initiative that is now called e-Education Austria, and it was a long way to focus all the various initiatives in the country to a national initiative. More than 30 years ago, I started as a teacher trying to implement English in ICT in the English language classroom in German and in mathematics. This was the first initiative of the Austrian ministry, and looking back at it, more than 30 years, we are doing basically the same, but now we do it in all the subjects and not just in the language classroom. This was one of the beginnings. For the younger generation, may I explain, this is the time when a computer had no mouse, when a monitor had only one color, and a hard disk with 25 megabytes was a sensation. This is the time when we tried to convince other teachers to use ICT in their teaching. And there was a handful of, I would say, of some people in the ministry who were pioneers, and they started loads of different projects. But nobody was ready to unite all these initiatives into one national initiative. But sometimes time solves problems, and when these pioneers had to retire, there was a window was opening for a new initiative, which was then called e-Education Austria. This was now at the end of 2015, and we started with the school year 2016 and 17. And we started with about 417 pioneer schools, which we adopted as expert schools. And we structured the whole thing according to the school system. So we had the digital competence level 4 at the end of primary school, then the digital level at 8 at the end of compulsory schooling in Austria, and the digital level, what we call DigiComp 12, at A level. And we have DigiComp P for the pedagogues, so we also try to set benchmarks what kind of skills pedagogues have to have. Last week we had more than 1,700 member schools, we had more than 800 expert schools, and we even had to introduce a new level which we call now Expert Plus schools, because many of the pioneer schools and expert schools found that they are doing better, and so we set some new criteria so that they can be outstanding, and there are now 120 schools that also have a long tradition already of e-learning. Beyond that, we have created nearly 900 open educational resources for the teachers, because we find if there are ready-made, when there is ready-made material, then everybody can try to use digital material in his classroom. So we produced lesson plans, etc., for all the school subjects. We also track, or with other words, the schools report on our platform their activities. And we have now nearly big data with more than 38,000 activities, which we are about to analyze to see what do the schools do, where can we support the schools, where do they need help. In respect to their activities, we put a lot of focus on the fact that e-education is part of school development. It is not just a single measure that is being taken or something that is added. It has to be part of a school development process. Otherwise, there may be the problem that a teacher who was initiative leaves and then suddenly the initiative breaks down. So we support them also with experts in school development to keep the whole process going. This is a very important aspect. Yeah, we offer a wide range of teaching material, and we also produce what we call e-tapas, so little digital bites to get the taste of digital material, and what we call DigiComp examples, so that all the teachers can implement ICT activities in their subjects. and they don't have to make something up, but they find ready-made material which had been tested with pupils, and then we put it online and have a search system that everybody finds what he or she needs. Then we have a DigiCheck. This is available for teachers and pupils. So the teachers can test their pupils if they have reached digital competence levels, but we also have anonymous DigiCheck for teachers. You know, teachers don't like being tested, but it helps the school leaders to plan education and teacher training. We even support them with a quality matrix so that they can see what kind of measures have we taken, what was successful, what did not work, which measures do we have to take in the future. Then the schools get badges for their activities, and if they reach a certain level of badges, which depends of course on the size of the school, they can reach the expert status. And if they are experts, then they can get paid teacher training or in-service teacher training, which is paid then by the education center. Then we have coordinators in the federal provinces, and every coordinator has an overview in the dashboard to see how his schools develop, and he can take measures to support his schools. And we are just about setting up an expert database so that every school can check, are there experts available in my area who can help with this or that topic. Then I write a newsletter. Nearly 7,000 teachers get my newsletter, and we have 2 big conferences every year where the teachers can exchange their experiences, and of course we have a couple of keynote speakers to set new ideas, but the main point is that the teachers exchange their experience and talk about the real stuff. So they also talk about what goes wrong and what does not work, and of course the teachers have a lot of confidence exchanging themselves with their colleagues. Yeah, this is what we do, and we are trying to reach all the schools. Thank you very much.